Just give us your thoughts first of all, Rich.
I think my overriding thoughts are, James, that it's round one. I thought we got plenty to build off and plenty to work on. I thought, we looked dangerous in attack. Looked like we got points in us again. I think when we look at the overall picture, the 2 length of the field tries, which I think we can be pretty disappointed with, have had a fair impact on the game. I thought we dominated a lot of territory and possession. Look, I think when you play Wakefield, you always know Wakefield are going to have some waves on you. They get some, they've got some big blokes in the middle that are hard to handle, can offload, pass the ball. They've got a terrific left edge in particular. You're going to have to cop for some at some point when you play them, when they get enough ball. I just thought there were a 10-minute period in the first half where we just lost as defensive pressure. It was sort of midway through, I think it was 6 apiece, something like that. And for 10 minutes, we just lost the pressure that we'd had in defence. Apart, if I take that bit out, James, I thought generally, we had a lot of control. We didn't finish our last plays great at times, which, and again, I thought that, the Tommy Johnston second try were a real turning point in the game. I thought we were well on top of the game at that point. But I'm happy that we came from behind, and I'm happy that we closed out a close game in round one. We've had a fairly disjointed pre-season, so we've had pretty limited preparation for this game. So, as I say, plenty to build on, plenty of positives, but at the same time, as we knew we probably would be in round one, there's some areas that we'll need to work hard on.
How were the nerves then at 16-4 down?
Well, we were in that period where, as I say, I thought we'd lost the pressure. As retreats weren't getting back, we weren't organising our numbers right. We weren't getting our inside pressure great. Our fullback weren't plugging the line when he needed to. We just got a little bit messy defensively in there, but I didn't think it were an unassailable lead by any stretch of imagination. I thought we'd started the game really, really positively. To be fair, and as I say, we can be disappointed with both the length of the field tries. I think even the second one, I thought with 2 defenders that could have tackled Senior as he were going in to score. So I said some stuff to fix up, but no, not too. I'm probably a little bit more nervous towards the end when there were 6 points in it and we dropped the kick-off. I think I were a little bit more nervous then because there wasn't a lot of time left in it, although, I generally think we're not too bad a golden point team either.
What about Tetevano's debut? How did you quantify that?
Yeah, solid. We had to sort of rest him for a week, James, in and around the Huddersfield game when we left him out around his hamstring. So, he hasn't had an easy prep into the game, but I thought he was very solid, mate, and he'll get used to the probably a little bit different style of game. If I were looking at individuals from us, I thought, as I said, I thought he was solid, mate, very, very solid. But I thought Matty Pryor put in, as he always does, another tremendous stint. But I thought Cameron Smith had a terrific impact for our middles. I thought, we generally get Cameron on in the first half. We didn't put him on until half an hour to go. I thought the way he got hold of our middle, the plays he put on, he was very, very commanding in that last half hour for us and give us some terrific direction in there. And I thought young Jack Broadbent, did a lot of good things in the game. A couple of bits. He had a big handful in Bill Tupou coming at him down that left side all afternoon. Bill Tupou and Tommy Johnston that will cause trouble to any defence. The play he come up with at the end where he jammed the defence, knocked the ball up and caught it again were a big play, and I thought he were a willing ball carrier and made some terrific runs and scored a great try for us. So really pleased for Jack because, you won't meet a nicer kid.
And you kept your cards fairly close to your chest this week in terms of that team selection. We didn't see Kyle Eastman today. Is it just a time thing now?
It is, mate. Yeah, absolutely that. So, he's been inactive, not inactive, but, he's played no rugby for 6 or 7 months. So apart from getting him match conditioned, we've obviously got to get him ready and right to play in our teams with our calls and all that. So what we didn't want to do, James, was, dump him in a team what he's just physically not quite there and in tune with what we're doing, because it's not, as I say, it's not been an easy build up for us too, in terms of the guys that haven't been training and available. So we just want Kyle, from our perspective and his perspective, to be, fully ready to go when he gets in there. I don't think we'd be doing him any favours if we did that to him. And I thought Liam did a really good job for us at 6-2 today.
And just finally for me, first game, what's the biggest lesson that you've learned today?
I think sometimes to stick with it, to get a little bit more ruthless. We've naturally got players that like to play, but I think sometimes one of the improvements we'd like to make is to be a bit hard-nosed. And I thought we'd got Wakefield in a reasonable position in that opening part, and certainly when we come out in the second half again, I thought we could have just been a little bit more hard-nosed in how we turned the ball over and just being a little bit more rock solid in the systems at time, which could have given us a bit more breathing space than what we had. The positives I like, James, were, we came from behind at 16-6 and then we closed out a tight game, which I think, for round one, and we said that to the boys after, we got a group of guys that know, so half time, everything we're going to say to them, they're sort of in tune with where we are. And after the game, that was the general feel as we went in. But I still saw, those traits as pretty positive ones in round one. It can be easy to get rattled in round one, which we saw last year for ourselves,
Why, mate, you all right?
Good, guys. Thank you.
Just on Kyle, are we just looking like another week or two, or do you sort of like, if you could sort of got a time in your head, so when you'll sort of give him a go?
I just play it week by week, mate. Week or two, shouldn't be too much more than that, but we'll play it week by week. We'll make a decision, midweek next week or midweek week after that, yeah.
And like you said, he hasn't played any rugby at all for 6-7 months, has he? So you've got that to think about as well.
Yeah. As I've said, mate, one part of it is physical conditioning, and the second part of it is getting used to us and the style we play in rugby league again. But he's learning every day. He asks super questions. I think we know he's a great little athlete as well. So it's not something we're particularly stressing about. We want to put him in when he's right and good to go. And when he's right and good to go, he'll be able to stay in the team rather than worrying about getting him through an 80 minutes and knowing what he's doing.
Just lastly for me, with the other lads that were out, other than Jack Walker, obviously.
Yep.
Just, are we talking like they could be back sort of next week after, or a couple? We talk a bit longer than that.
Well, it depends who we're talking about.
Like Conrad
Jack Walker's out for season.
Yeah,
Conrad would be 2 or 3 weeks. Newman probably be at least. Newman will be at least a month. Kyle is a week-to-week thing at this moment in time. Allroyd will probably be another month. Who else have we got in there? Most of them are backs, aren't they? Ash Hanley, again, mate, he's 2 weeks into a 6-week injury. So I'd say, Gary, probably apart from Kyle, maybe in the next week or two, probably no one for 3 or 4 weeks, mate. And then it'll be Ash, Connie, Newman not far after then. So, yeah.
You got some selection problems when they're all back then, haven't you?
And they're nice ones to have, mate. It's, coming into round one, 4 weeks ago before we signed Kyle, we'd been training pretty much with one spine player all off season, which has given us its own sort of issues and dilemmas as well. So if the beauty of it, Gary, is this: we get to see Jack Broadbent and how he shapes up at first grade level, and today he's shown a stack of promise. So I just see that as a positive, mate. I think when you look around the game and the comp, it seems like there's a fair bit of it going on. Yep. Whether it's on the back of the break last year, the congested fixture list, heavy pitches, 3G pitches, luck. There can be all sorts of reasons, and it's going to test the squad. But we're ready and prepared for that, mate. And I say we've been fairly positive about the group of younger players that we've got at the moment. So for me, brilliant to get to see him play today.
Cheers, Rich. I'll pass you over to Matt Shaw. Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Hi, Rich. Just on that period, the flurry of tries that Wakefield scored. You mentioned like the inside pressure. So it's not Leeds like, is it? It's not what we. I know there were defensive issues when you came in, but you fixed a lot of them up. It just seemed quite surprising to see that. Why do you think it happened?
Again, Matt, what I said before the game, I don't think we can start improving now until we start playing. So as much pre-season as you do, and as much 13 on 13, and you run your defence left for your right, unfortunately, sometimes until you get in the muck and bullets of a game, certain issues, you're probably not used to them. And there's a little bit of that, mate. A little bit of round one stuff, I think. And maybe I've overplayed, one of the middles a little bit too long in his first stint. Maybe that's me. The new game and the back-to-back stuff. Time in possession is a real key, I reckon, at the moment when people want about completed sets. Generally, if a team hangs onto the ball for periods and you get some sets of 6 in that. So there were a little bit of momentum in there. And I think, mate, just a couple of anomalies to iron out. I will say, Matt, I thought we should have stopped the first try. And I thought we should have stopped the second one, mate. I thought we should have tackled Senior. 2 guys had a chance to tackle Senior over the try line. Over the sideline. And I thought Tommy Johnston, I tipped my hat to a wonderful finish, but I still think to come from length in their 10 is more of a question mark to us. And Tommy Johnston's second try, we kicked the ball backwards to Tom Johnson in his own. So, do you know what I mean, Matt? I'm not sat here thinking we've got massive defensive problems at all. I think we've just got some bits to iron out, and some bits that will come a little bit easier to us with 2 or 3 games under his belt, mate. If that makes sense to you. Hey, I might see a whole heap different when I go home and watch the tape tonight too. So.
That's great. Thanks, Rich.
Hi, Rich. Just one from me. In terms of, you mentioned having a youthful sort of team out there today, given the injury crisis. Were you very pleased to see your team respond to coming from behind, coming from an early deficit? Did that really show the character and the strength in the squad this year? Did you have
we said that to the boys at full time. We said, look, at 16-6, I don't think we were too rattled. We certainly weren't getting messages from behind the post that it's quiet or there's too much negative talk. I think we always felt we had it in us to come back from that deficit, and at the same time we closed a close game off. We felt it probably would have scored closer than it should have been. Chris will probably think different. I'm sure he'll look at some of their lost opportunities and chances that they had, and I think both teams created opportunities in it too. But yeah, I think to be able to close it off when it's tight, and yeah, we have had some disruption unknown about what our lineup were going to be pretty much until this week. If I'm honest, we really didn't know until Luke got the tick off from the surgeon. We weren't too sure about Kyle. We had some uncertainty about our lineup pretty much right until the last couple of sessions. So all in all, I'm not. I think you've just got to give it some context and put it in perspective, and think it's a great sort of learning experience that we can get better from moving forward.